I've been playing drums since I was, probably 4 years old. My favorite band of all time is Queen. My family just loved music. It was always being played. My mom saw me tapping on stuff early, so she got me a little light up drum kit that like showed you how to play, or like hit this here and hit the snare on 2 and 4. As back then I didn't know what that was. And I loved it so much that I like broke the light thing, because I was like, I want to do my own thing rather than follow this thing. And from there it just blossomed. I was in college, in and out of bands, kind of struggling to get the serious things going, and I got a phone call from a mutual friend that needed a drummer, and tried out and got it immediately. And it started, I had to move down to New York City. We were rehearsing every single day. We were doing showcases for labels, and it was all new to me. It was really crazy. It was like a dream, like you watch a documentary on Netflix and you're like, oh, this is how this band it was one of those. It was really like pinching myself every day. That band happened to be this band called Oh Honey. We signed to Atlantic Records and toured. And I mean toured. We were always gone. I started running tracks in that band. From there, I kind of felt myself answering questions on like, what should the set list be, or like this arrangement, or you should listen to this mix before we send it out, like this live video we're doing or something. And I kind of just didn't know what that was called, and found out that it's called music directing. And as that band kind of slowed down a bit, I got a call for a pretty awesome gig I was stoked about. They found out I didn't live in LA, so I was like, oh no, I'll never have that happen again. And saved up a chunk of money, moved to LA, and never looked back. Met Ari, who is LAUV, about a month being in LA. We like moved in together. We were best friends, still are. He was doing his own arrangements, and I kind of took the reign. And I was like, I can do all this, man. Like, you have too much going on. Like, let me do this. And from there, the clientele just grew. And in COVID, I started my business, Ernst Live. And yeah, since then, I've just been working with as many people as I can. I work with LAUV, I work with The Strokes, Joshua Bassett, Jake, Jeremy Zucker, David Kushner is about to go on a big tour, headline tour. That's a really cool thing about my job, is also like on top of just like creating shows and putting bands together and doing arrangements, you're kind of like steering the way for some newer artists. Oaktone came out and everybody was posting about it and sending me like, you got to check this out. So checked it out. When you have a show going, like you want to play, stop, next, and I use a couple of the other buttons to, MIDI map some things. That's all you want it to do. Having a fader on it is great too, because sometimes with some artists in a scenario, you'd want to kind of ride a fader of a lead vocal or something. If they're kind of, running out of air and you kind of slowly introduce, you can get as crazy with it as you want, but I've used it in that sense too. But I love the Mini. The Mini is like on every single client we use. The Oaktones it's a 6-button MIDI controller. It is small. Fits in your backpack, your Pelican. I mean, shoot, if you have cargo pants, it'll fit in your pocket. And it's just plug and play. It's out of the box, done, easy. Because as a playback tech, there's so much you have to worry about. And the last thing you want to worry about is having a MIDI controller on your table and it's not working. I always know when I'm clicking a button on an Oaktone, it's gonna work. And that saves me a lot of time and headache.